Chesa Fuebs. Now that I got both cameras open, hope everybody's having a great day. My day is a-okay. Um, what can I say? In life, things that you envision might not always be the way you envision them. Moves that you make don't always end up the way you want them to end up. If the results are a victory, then that's all that matters. And most times, if you can take away knowledge of how not to fail, or just knowledge in general, then that is a victory. Okay? Just because you learn until you leave this earth, I suppose. Now, where you go, that's totally up to you and your creator after that. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, today's a good day. I was gonna look up something, but I'm always like behind schedule recently. But I do know a little bit about Famous Amos cookies. Okay, if I remember correctly, it was owned or started by, on record, I guess it would say, a Negro. Time sensitive, alright. Famous Amos, 1975, I think, or African. No, I think people were still going by Negroes in 1975, or was it African Americans at that time? I don't know. I'm confused. But anyway, I was born during a year that was very interesting. Alright. Well, I was very interesting because it was the last year of the 70s. And for those y'all don't know, the 70s had a lot of interesting things going on, considering just came up out of like the free love era in the 60s, like the Vietnam War and all that stuff. So the 70s was like a lot more about, I guess, partying. The beginning of the 70s was more so about partying and enjoying life, I suppose. Now, I wasn't there, okay? This is my overview of studying from afar, okay? So, studying from afar, to me it looks like in the 60s, it was a great divide in the country, alright? It looks to me like it was the hippies against the snippies. The hippies against the snippies, alright? Or the chippies. A chip off the old block, alright? So, in the 60s, I guess it was the hippies against the chippies, alright? And everybody knows what a hippie is, or at least you should. I guess the chippies would be, like I said, a chip off the old block. And for those y'all that don't know what a chip off the old block means, you're just like your dad or your mom type of thing. So, in my overview of being born in 1979 is the hippies against the chippies in the 60s. Alright? Now, that's a great divide in this country. There's a lot of people that are like, dude, anything for freedom, anything. And then there's other people like, dude, live your life, dude. Alright? Go smoke a joint. Chill out. Let's vibe out to some good music. What are you so hostile about? Like, why do you care about putting everybody in a box? Like, what is that about? Like, does that make you feel godlike or what? Why do you feel the need to label everybody? Like, that type of thing. Alright? Then you roll over, you get out of like the Vietnam War and stuff like that. Alright, I can't remember the date that it actually ended. I could look it up right now. I'm trying to look at Famous Amos. But anyway, get out of like the Vietnam War or whatever. 70s people were like doing things different. You know what I'm saying? Like the mass majority. There used to be a lot of people that used heroin. Alright, that was like the drug of choice before crack came around in the 80s. Heroin was a drug of choice for the lower class, or the urban community, is what I like to say. Amos. Alright. Because, class doesn't, the lower class, what the government considers to be lower class versus what lower class is two totally different things, in my opinion. Alright. Class, you can have all kind of class and be living the urban lifestyle. So, with that being said, heroin was big, right? Other people did coke. That was like the more acceptable drug, or smoke weed or whatever. No, I need the history. And how I just got into that, I have no idea. I just know that things change over time. Alright. So, with that being said, evolve with the times, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be left behind. You feel me? Like, if you see that the world is moving to be like less racist, less segregational, okay? Like, people are learning to, that we all need each other, type of thing. People are learning that more, alright? Why not just not rock the boat, dude? You know what I'm saying? Be a part of the new wave. You probably missed the wave in the 80s and the 90s, because usually habitual offenders are habitual offenders, right? And there's habitual offenders out there that they just continue to miss the boat. And it's like, dude, they was telling you about this 20 years ago, alright? They was telling you about this 20 years ago. Why are you still debating 20 years of proof? Because, you know what, dude? Alright, just don't stand in line again. Alright, do me that favor. You're never gonna get it. Alright, because there's plenty of people who's never gonna get it. But anyway, Wally Amos was born in Tallahassee, Florida, United States, July 1st, 1936. He moved to New York City with his aunt. They often make cookies together. Alright, make a long story short. Alright, I'm not even about to read all this, but you can look up Famous Amos, the history of it. Alright, now, he was born in 1936. Alright, so I'm gonna say he was probably considered a Negro. Alright, and that's not a shade word. You know what I'm saying? That was a acceptable label for the community, for the dark-skinned American community. That was an acceptable label, the Negroes. Alright? Now, with that being said, my man started a company, in a nutshell. Alright? He got rid of his company. I seen him, like, on Shark Tank or something, if I'm not mistaken, trying to do some more cookies. Alright? Like, after he already sold his company. Now, you can look at it a couple ways. You can be like, dude, what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? Why are you back making cookies again? One, cookies was his bread and butter. Alright? That's what got him into being Famous Amos. Somehow or another, he ended up having to try to go back to his bread and butter. The problem is, I think his bread and butter was too late to achieve the success that he achieved the first time. And, with that being said, Famous Amos is still pumping. It's just life lessons, man. Oh, have a great, safe day.